What's up, guys? It's your boy JMecha here, coming at you with another deck tech. This is Revolt Stompy. So I couldn't really make it this new deck tech until our addition of new cards with either Revolt and a Monkcat came out. So I really wanted to use the Revolt mechanic that came from Aether Revolt to make a kind of a mono green aggro deck. And you'll see some of the cards that were there. One card we missed on was Green Wheel Liberator. I'm so upset that we didn't get it. So it's like a 4-3 with Revolt. Or it becomes a 4-3 with Revolt. Oh, I would have been so happy. But we're going to make do with what we got. So let's just get right into it. Land base is a 19 lands, 13 forests. And these little guys, Lair lands, can trigger Revolt on turn 2. So basically what you would do is you have a forest and you add mana. And then you play one of the lair lands, and it bounces the forest back to your hand, and that triggers Revolt, because Revolt is just any permanent that leaves the battlefield at any point. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of weird. It kind of slows you down a little bit, but we kind of built our deck to be more based on 1s and 2s. Starting with the 1-drops. Narheim Renegade, it's a 1-2 Death Touch, but if you have a Revolt triggered, it becomes a 2-3. Pretty important. I think it's good at blocking. Death Touch is like, no one ever wants a block Death Touch guy, and the Death Touch actually will become relevant in a later card. Ukutabi Drake, 2-1 Flying Haste, kind of a weirdo goblin guide. But it's an echo cost of 3. They started doing this more in like I think the Time Spiral block, where they made echo costs greater than the creature cost itself. So you can play this on turn 1, back for 2, let it die turn 2, and now you have another Revolt trigger. So it's pretty great. Wild Cantor, sort of the our mana accelerant / another Revolt trigger. Sometimes I'll just actually play this on 1 and then sack it and make the Renegade for 2-3. But yeah, it's just always around. It kind of does accelerate mana a little bit, but we don't really have a lot of like 3-drops. Still pretty good. And Keswick Prowler, kind of our worst, like 1 creature cost creature. 1 mana creature. I can't talk today. So it's just a 2-1 for 1. Really no downside. It does have some late game potential if I ever get the 5 mana, which I think if I get the 5 mana, I'm probably dead. But this guy will kind of help out a little bit. Last little bit, Seal of Strength, another kind of Revolt enabler. It's kind of hard to actually pull this off, though, sometimes, because you need your own creature, or one of your opponent's creatures, which is not really ideal. But in a pinch, that could happen. Going to the 2s, the real reason to be in the Revolt sort of style deck is the Hidden Herbalist. This is basically, it turns into like a Burning Tree Emissary with the Revolt trigger. And I really wish we had Burning Tree Emissary. We almost got that, too. It makes that crazy, but this enables some crazy starts. You can just kind of like chain a couple of these and put a lot of power on the field on turn 2. Things you can put on the field. Swordrise Centaur, it's just a 3-2, which is a vanilla 3-2, but you know it's kind of the best we have for that slot. Air to Wilds, another Death Touch guy. He's pretty good. He's hard to block. People will never block him, and then later he just kind of trades up. And if you have Ferocious, it gets +1+1, so it's always a little benefit. Dustroth Recruiter kind of keeps the creature, heals the creatures, keeps them flowing. And the flip side, I mean, it's just there for the stats. The creature reduction spell thing is not really that relevant. Nature's Way is a way of kind of abusing the Death Touch part of we have 8 Death Touch creatures, so the good thing about this versus like something like Prey Upon is that our Death Touch creatures deal damage to them. Versus, like, with a Prey Upon, they fight, so they would trade damage, which is not really the case here. So, it's pretty cool. Last but not least, Fist of Ironwood, sort of like our token. It's a way to, like, kind of going wide, plus, like, giving a little trample to our things. Trample and Death Touch is actually a great combination. If you've ever tried it out, try it out. It's pretty great. I'm not sure if there's another better card for this slot. I don't know if Nest Invader is legal. I haven't double check. I doubt it is. Pretty sure it's not. But this is like the best thing I could find for like kind of going wide. Another reason to go wide is for Gaia's Anthem. I mean, we could have just played something like Hollow Triumph, but Gaia's Anthems you can play multiples of, so that's kind of our like curve topper here at 3. Kind of funny. It's really hard to get this on turn 3 sometimes if you've played a Lair Land. Most of the time I am playing a Lair Land on 2, so kind of like a 4-drop in a sense, or a turn 4 play. It's still really good though. Moving on the sideboard. I'm not trying to play a long game. This deck's all about playing really quick. So I'm trying to like focus my sideboard about that. Ranger's Guile kind of serves as a protection spell for the removal heavy decks, like the control decks. Same thing with tower defense. It's more for like a board wipe style. So almost like a Slag Storm, Flaying Tendrils, Star Storm, anything that is damage based. This will help out a lot. Back to Nature and Naturalize are just kind of like our permanent removal spells. Back to Nature is especially important against the heroic decks. A couple of enchantments to really worry about, like Griff Spoon and Ordeal Heliod. Ordeal Heliod's really hard to race. So they have multiples of them at once. Like I can just like nuke them all with one card. Pretty good. Ground Seal is kind of our graveyard removal spell, quote unquote, of choice. Gonna get the recurring Nightmare decks, so they have to deal with this first before they deal with anything. And it replaces itself. It's just the real appeal of it. And finally, one more Nature Sway, kind of around the sideboard, just for extra removal spells. I think like the biggest creature I'm really worried about, something like a Vampire Nighthawk. It can just stop our assault so quickly. So that's the deck. We're gonna do our deck tech a little differently today. There's a tournament going on in about 40 minutes from Gathering.com. If you ever watched my old tournament VODs here, you'll see that that's what we play at. And they've just started doing a Sunday one. It's actually Sunday today. So in about 40 minutes, I'm going to jump into this Gathering tournament. The rounds will vary. Like, it could be like 3 rounds, could be 4 rounds, or I can play the entire tournament. So this could be a long deck tech, could be a short deck tech. We'll see. And I'm also going to be streaming it, twitch.tv/J_Mecha. The link is in the description below. So I might sound a little disjointed. I'm going to be talking to chat if there is a chat. If not, I'll just be kind of talking through my play. I'll probably do my best. If someone, like, if you hear me, like, responding to somebody randomly, it's because I'm trying to talk to someone in chat. So, yep, that's my deck, and let's get into some games. Let's do it.